Tracking the week, on Monday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu described as a victory for Africa Nigeria's win in the $11 billion Process and Industrial Development P&ID Limited Arbitration Award. The president commended Justice Robin Knowles of the Commercial Court of England and Wales for prioritizing the merit of the case above all other considerations. With the judgment delivered on Monday, Nigeria succeeded in stopping the enforcement of the award, which was initially in favor of P&ID. Nigeria's Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, while speaking with State House correspondents, said the judgment has proved conclusively that nation-states will no longer be held hostage by economic conspiracies between private firms and solitarily corrupt officials who conspire to extort and indebt the very nations they swear to defend and protect. Also on Monday, President Tinubu said a $1 trillion Nigerian economy is possible by 2026 and a $3 trillion economy is possible within the decade, noting that Nigeria can do it with double-digit, inclusive, sustainable, and competitive growth. This was as he allayed the concerns of the business community, assuring them that crucial plans are underway to improve foreign exchange liquidity. Declaring the 29th Nigerian Economic Summit NES open in Abuja on Monday, President Tinubu added that he is confident that by working closely with the private sector, financing the $3 trillion national infrastructure stock can be achieved in 10 and not 300 years. On Tuesday, President Tinubu received a preliminary report on quick wins achieved by the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms as part of immediate measures to reposition the country's tax administration. Briefing State House correspondent after the meeting with the president, chairman of the Presidential Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, said the committee, which is saddled with the responsibility of working round fiscal governance, revenue transformation, and economic growth, has since been speaking with key stakeholders toward evolving critical reforms. Recall that at inauguration, the committee resolved to transform the tax system to support sustainable development while at the same time achieving a target of 18% tax to GDP ratio within the next 3 years. Oyedele said they are right now at the phase of rewriting the nation's tax laws towards providing clarity through social engagement. Also on Tuesday, the Senate urged President Tinubu-led federal government to construct the Dasin Hausa Dam project with a view of finding permanent solution to the perennial flooding crisis in the country by making budgetary provisions, beginning with the 2024 federal budget. To avoid disasters that come along with such a flood crisis, the lawmakers also called on the federal government through the Inland Waterways Authority to dredge the river Benue, Niger, and other river tributaries all the way to Lagdo Dam in cooperation with the Republic of Cameroon. Correspondent Kunle Ojo reported that the Senate's resolution was a response to a motion presented during plenary titled Urgent Need to Address the Recurring Issue of Flood-Induced Damages Caused by the Willful Release of Water from Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, which was sponsored by Senator Binus Yaro and 16 others. On Wednesday, the Senate swore in Amos Yohana as the new senator representing Adamawa North Senatorial District. The member of the People's Democratic Party replaces Abo, who was sacked by the appeal court on Monday last week. The Court of Appeal, Abuja, had sacked Abo, a member of the All Progressives Congress. Delivering judgment, the three-member panel presided over by Justice C.E. Nwosu Iyeme ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to issue a certificate of return to Yohana as the duly elected lawmaker representing the area in the National Assembly. The swearing-in was performed by the Deputy Senate President, Jibrin Barau, who presided over the plenary. Still on Wednesday, an Oyo State High Court sitting in Ogbomosho faulted the process that produced the Shon of Ogbomosho, Oba Gandhi Olaoye, and ordered a fresh process to select a new Shon. Pastor Gandhi Olaoye was announced by the government on the 8th of September 2023 as the new Shon of Ogbomosho, following a process completed by the kingmakers of the ancient town. One of the princes contesting the uppership position, Kabir Laoye, had, however, approached the court saying Oba Gandhi Laoye was ineligible to be the Shon. Delivering his judgment, Justice Adedoku announced that the selection of Gandhi Olaoye was illegal and ordered that the Ogbomosho kingmakers begin a new process to select an Oba. On Thursday, Justice Yang Okoro of the Supreme Court dismissed the substantive appeal filed against the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and Labour Party, Peter Obi. Justice Yang, in the lead judgment on both appeals, dismissed them for lack of merit and the failure of the appellant to prove the case. Not only that, the Supreme Court resolved all the 7 grounds put forward to be resolved by the appellant against Tinubu. Other 6 justices in the court also dismissed the appeal and upheld the judgment of the lower court, which upheld Tinubu's victory. On Obi's appeal, the court held that the issue of double nomination had been settled earlier by the Supreme Court and would be out of place to reopen it. Earlier, the court rejected the application by the presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, to tender fresh evidence of certificate forgery against President Tinubu. Still on Thursday, it was announced that President Bola Tinubu will present the 2024 budget to the National Assembly in 2 weeks. The president will also submit the supplementary budget for 2023 to the National Assembly for consideration. The chairman, Senate Committee on Appropriation, Senator Solomon Adiola, who made this known during the inaugural meeting of the committee, stated that the National Assembly would ensure that the 2024 budget is passed before December 31. Correspondent Kunle Ojo reported that Senator Adiola said he was sure that a supplementary budget will be sent by the executive in the next couple of hours to the National Assembly. According to him, in about a week or 2 later, the president would be presenting the 2024 appropriation bill to the National Assembly. He noted that this necessitated the inaugural meeting of the committee. Finally, on Friday, former President Goodluck Jonathan visited President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa, Abuja. The visit came 24 hours after the Supreme Court upheld Tinubu's election in the keenly contested February 25 polls. Speaking with the State House correspondent after the closed-door meeting with the president, Jonathan said his visit was to inform Tinubu of some of his recent foreign engagement, as well as some sundry issues affecting the country. He said the visit also afforded him the opportunity to congratulate the president over Thursday's judgment, insisting that with the legal tussles over, the country must move forward. Acknowledging the numerous challenges facing Nigeria, Jonathan is optimistic that the country has all it takes to take the lead in Africa. The former president, however, called on political leaders and former presidents to come together so that citizens would not suffer. And lastly, on Friday, the federal government signed a $463 million power distribution lines upgrade contract with a Chinese consortium. The government explained that the contract would be financed by the China Exim Bank as it had both offshore and significant onshore content. The Special Advisor for Strategic Communication and Media Relations to the Minister of Power, Bolaji Tunji, disclosed this in a statement, noting that the deal would enhance the availability of electricity to homes and businesses nationwide. The statement said the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding MOU was between the Federal Government of Nigeria Power Company, the special purpose vehicle responsible for implementing the Presidential Power Initiative on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Power, and a Chinese consortium. It said the consortium consisted of China's Civil Engineering Construction Company CCECC and TBA Energy. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu and his team were hosted by the two organizations, particularly CCECC, which had been operating in Nigeria for the past 42 years, the statement said. It added that the presentation was conducted by the global chairman of CCECC, Mr. Liu Wimin, and TBA Global President, Mr. Huang Hanjing. And that is it in Tracking the Week.